this defensive zone face-off against McDavid. And off the drop, McDavid went forward and nearly got a shot on. Makar sends it around. Marner waiting. Connor McDavid scores! Connor McDavid for Canada! Best on best, and still the best. And the best player in the world ends it here in the Four Nations Cup.
Look at that emotion all around. Binnington got a hug from his entire team as well, but it's all off the face-off. A second effort to keep it alive. McDavid keeps it alive, a wraparound, and then he just gets lost in that soft zone. Put the puck on the stick of the best player in the game, and there's your game winner. You know, John Cooper didn't like the chemistry of Mitch Marner with Connor McDavid early. You never know when it's going to come together. Well, it comes together. You put him in the second period, and here in overtime, it's Connor McDavid with championship goal.
Marner leads the league in primary assists with 35. He has 2 in this game. And like 2010, 3-2 in overtime. This time, not 87, but 97. And Jordan Binnington, what an unbelievable overtime. A hero tonight in the Team Canada goal. Been waiting a long time for his international moment. He got it tonight.
Yeah, it really is. You know, amazing. You go back to the 2016 World Cup of Hockey North America. Didn't get to put the Canadian jersey on. But here on the world's biggest stage, this tournament has really just exceeded all expectations. The emotion that go with that, the winning and the losing, there's no in between.
Austin Matthews, there's the McDavid family celebrating. You saw Matthews, who wonders how he didn't win it with those great chances a few moments earlier. 8:31 is the official time of the overtime goal.
Chris, you and I started this broadcast showing 1987, Mario Lemieux from Wayne Gretzky, and that goal and what it did to propel Mario as a player. And, you know, you can't help but think one of the top guys was going to find a way to write their own incredible story. And once again, it's Connor McDavid. The disappointment of losing Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final had to be raw. And here on a night where he didn't get a whole lot of chances, the one big chance he did get, he brought it home.
Third shot of the game officially, McDavid from Marner and Makar. They're saying 8:18 is the official time of the goal. What a remarkable performance these two teams put on. And there's plenty of respect despite everything going on outside of this rink. The mutual respect is there on the ice at center in the handshake line. Everybody booking their Olympic tickets for,
oh my gosh,
Milano.
Yeah, no kidding. And there's the good respect of the coaching staff. Is, you know, what a job to put together this group of talented players and try to make them become a team. I think both these coaches should be commended with how their group played for each other, for their country. And it's just that close, an overtime win, and kind of fitting that these two teams play another beauty of a game.
Just a few days to put it all together. And A lot of people who watched it said whoever won Saturday might not win tonight. These two teams so tightly matched that winning 2 in a row would be difficult. Let's go down to ice level. Here's Kyle.
Well, Sid, another thrilling overtime against the Americans for you. I'd love to know what you're feeling right now.
Yeah, just we fought it off late. They had a ton of momentum in overtime. Thought we dug in as much as we could, but Benner made some unbelievable saves to keep us in the game. And then obviously to get Davo that big one there, that's huge. We needed that, and he came in the clutch, and couldn't be happier for him. He deserves it.
Well, Sid, it was 15 years ago. You had your moment in the spotlight on the big stage. What were you thinking when, as you say, it was Connor that got his here tonight?
I wasn't sure right away because guys were jumping everywhere, but I realized it was him. Like I said, couldn't be happier for him. He cares so much. He's an unbelievable player and has done a lot already in his career, but I'm sure this one feels good, and we needed it. We needed it big time.
You know, going into this event, one of the big questions was, would you be healthy enough to play? What did you go through here the last 10 days to ensure you didn't miss a moment?
Yeah, I mean, just tried to make sure that I could play up to a level to play with all these guys. I mean, you saw what the level was like during this tournament. Incredible hockey, so I just wanted to make sure that I could do that. At least play up to that level, and it was good. You know, after a few days, I found out I could play, and I was really happy.
Sid, congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Chris.
Pretty good level, second in scoring in this tournament for Sidney Crosby. The championship hats are on. There will be a trophy presentation here.
You mentioned John Cooper said the game on Saturday wasn't an elimination game. And yeah, the U.S. won. The only time the U.S. has beaten Canada 2 games in a row was that '96 World Cup of Hockey, the last 2 in the best 2 out of 3. And he said tonight is an elimination game, and I believe in our guys. And man, it's not an easy road to get there, is it?
Asked to describe his team earlier, gamers and winners, and that really does sum up what we've seen for the last 4 games. There's Don Sweeney, the general manager.
Well, how about Jordan Binnington? Is there a guy that you could feel better about than number 50 tonight? What a performance, especially late and especially early in this overtime. A redemption tool there. This building has had some great moments from him, and here's another one that he was spectacular when he needed to be.
Mitch Marner scored an overtime goal against Sweden to help propel this team here, and gets a overtime assist to clinch it as John Cooper and Connor McDavid savor the moment. Time now for the trophy presentation.
It's time to announce tonight's 4 Nations Face-Off Player of the Game. The 4 Nations Face-Off Player of the Game is Connor McDavid. And now, the announcement of the 4 Nations Face-Off Tournament. Most valuable player is chosen by 4 Nations broadcasters. The 4 Nations Face-Off Tournament MVP is Nathan McKinnon.
Stars are brought to you by Tim Hortons. Everyday value with every bite. Say hello to Tim Selects. Connor McDavid's your first star tonight, the overtime hero. But just as big in overtime Jordan Binnington, 31 stops, 6 in overtime, and 3 of those you can put on the highlight reel. Brady Tkachuk was terrific for Team USA all night long. And time now for medal presentations for each member of the team. Devon Toews, who wore number 5 in this tournament, said nobody's going to buy my jersey. Pietrangelo had 7, but there might be a few buying Devon Toews' jersey. Travis Sanheim in his biggest moment internationally.
I thought he was really solid all the way through. What a difference having Cale Makar in this game. I mean, just the mobility he showed, the creativity on that back end. And if you're an American forward, you always have to have your head on a swivel. And I thought he was dangerous all night long.
Well, Sam Bennett became a very key addition to this team. A huge goal tonight, and a guy that made a statement in the first 9 seconds on Saturday.
And a guy who didn't even play in the first game. Again, that's pretty impressive.
That's Travis Konecny getting a ride from Brad Marchand.
Yeah, he needs a ride back now.
I thought Konecny was great in the last game.
I did too.
But Seth Jarvis was tonight. Sam Reinhart can add this to his Stanley Cup. Won in Game 7 last June. And again, Marner playing such a key role here tonight and in overtime in this tournament.
You know, it's about the moments. You're not always going to be great every night. You're not going to get a point necessarily. That's what this tournament's all about. The little things you can do. The game winner in overtime, Game 1. And what a beauty of a pass to McDavid here in the championship game.
Braden Point moved up to ride shotgun with Connor McDavid in this tournament. Two-time Stanley Cup winner.
Well, the boys are going to be celebrating tonight, aren't they? After, what, a 30-hour drive?
I think the guys in the van are going to be the most fun to be around tonight.
Will they ever? They look to be gamers and winners as well. You see the cast on the right wrist there. What a difficult loss that was. And you know, so early in the tournament and such a good player all around. He was a big loss, but boy, how about Thomas Harley coming in and playing the role that he did?
We'll see Shea in all likelihood at the Olympics next year. And there's McKinnon in a huge roar. Just looked around and you could tell how many Canada fans are in the building because this place still looks like it's about half full. Red and white for Nathan McKinnon and Team Canada.
Well, for Aiden Hill, you know, part of being the role of the backup is always be support. Be prepared, be ready to go if the opportunity or you're forced to go in. And great job of riding shotgun for Jordan Binnington.
And Sam Montembeau as well. Guys that didn't get any action here because Binnington went all the way. But important team members. For the flag and for that medal, Brandon Hagel's got a whole lot of new fans from coast to coast.
Well, you talk about a memory that is etched in everybody's mind from that game last Saturday, and he showed his toughness, didn't he? All around good, solid player.
They announced Josh Morrissey. I'm not sure he's here. Is he going to come out to get it or not? A shame that he was unable to play, but how about Thomas Harley coming in relief twice in this tournament, and he's on everybody's list now for potential Olympians next year.
Yeah, and there's having faith in Pete DeBoer too. How about this moment? Man, that's got to feel good. Two teammates get a little high five on each other.
Jordan Binnington going to move to Boston. Stanley Cup here. And what a performance tonight.
You know, Colton Parayko, a holdover from the 2016 World Cup of Hockey too. A youngster then, grizzled vet now, a Stanley Cup champion, and now a Four Nations.
There's another guy who's won a Stanley Cup and etching his name in stone in this winning lineup for Team Canada at the Four Nations face-off. Well, they love him here and they love him across the country now.
Was there a guy who had more fun? I mean, in all the media days and all the in-between days, he just had a smile and he was engaging the entire time.
There's Anthony Cirelli, a Memorial Cup overtime hero. Just a final thought on Marchand. I watched them all come in, and the only guy that had a smile on his face coming into the rink was Brad Marchand. And how about this guy? Game 10 of the year.
Unreal.
A broken ankle, desperate to be part of this, and he became a huge part of it again.
Connor McDavid.
And don't count it out for next year.
Well, you can't help but think what this moment does for Connor McDavid, too. You know, he's had so many special ones in his incredible career. He was the one saying, I can't believe it's been 9 years to this point. But boy, did he ever make it worth the wait.
And here's the captain. And what a remarkable tournament it was. Gamer and winner. There's the ultimate one right there. And now time to pose with a trophy that they may be the only ones to ever win.
And now, direct your attention to the ice for the playing of O Canada.
Boy, it hasn't sounded much better than that, has it? And now time for the trophy presentation. Here again is Vancouver PA announcer Al Murdoch.
Now, the presentation of the Four Nations Face-Off Trophy to Canada Captain Sidney Crosby.
Going to take a turn, and again there's a lot of Canadians in this building that are savoring these moments. I'm always asked, Craig, if anything like 2010, and the standard answer's always been I'll sign up for anything close. this certainly is in the same conversation with the quality of play and the emotion around this tournament. Not the Olympics, but it's a special moment in Canadian hockey history.
What we learned is just how important it is for these players to represent their country. I mean, that's really been the overlaying feeling from every player of every country, and just the hunger to get back at this best on best. And man, it just didn't disappoint one bit.
It'll be a World Cup 2 years after the Olympics, so probably never another four-nation. And the hero, the overtime hero, had Connor McDavid a great statement the other day about how we need more than four teams. Right. He was thinking about Leon Draisaitl, but there are a lot of other great players that need to be a part of this. David Pastrnak, of course, from the Boston Bruins, so many more. And we'll get there.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, there hasn't really been a negative throughout this whole 2 weeks. It's been growing and growing. And boy, the end result was worth the wait, wasn't it? Another overtime victory for Team Canada.
Well, John Cooper had raved about calling the first game against Sweden one of his career highlights, and then Saturday topped that. You know, this is even higher up the scale, and he's a guy that's been around the Stanley Cup block a few times.
And you know what? I loved it today. He didn't want to talk about the Olympics. I mean, he really wanted to separate that and say, hey, we're here for this right now. This is our moment here, and we'll worry about what is incredibly, Chris, just a year away. Another great celebration of best on best.
We're waiting for a team picture, but in the meantime, there's some interviews to be done, especially with Kyle and Connor McDavid.
Thanks, Chris. Connor, you've been the author of so many great moments over your life already. What was tonight like to be a part of?
This one was up there for sure. Obviously, return of best on best here in Boston against the Americans. That means the world. Obviously, you can see how happy our group is. It means a lot to us, too. You know, this was a heck of a lot more than just a little tournament.
Well, you're absolutely right about that, because you could feel the emotion, the attention for a whole host of reasons leading up to this game here tonight. So what was it like providing the goal that allowed a whole country to celebrate and exhale?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice, but it was a collection of everybody. I'm going to go take a
photo time.
Doesn't want to miss that.
There's a leader, too. The importance is his teammates in capturing this moment.
Tell that Drew Doughty has not lost his enthusiasm,
sense of
for
youth.
all of this.
Always
the youngest guy on the team in some ways. Well, picture a whole country was hoping would be taken. What a remarkable night it was. Going to overtime, and the best player in the world ending it the right way for Canada. Nova Scotia, such a huge part of it. 6 goals, 10 points for those guys on the night. And we will think back to some of those saves by Jordan Binnington in overtime that helped set up a game winner for Connor McDavid. Hope you enjoyed the Four Nations Face-Off. We sure enjoyed bringing it to you.